Just don't waste my time with deceit. Jill Tracy, how are you today?
Today
Hope
is
all is well where you are.
uh,
You are enjoying this beautiful sunshine. I know you went out. And have you been in your pool yet? Do you get in your pool in the morning?
me. No, my pool's like something's wrong with it, and the pool company that I have is really just they're just stressful at this
Janky.
point. No, I had
You
to
tell
drain
me.
the pool. I had to drain the pool. The guy
Hmm.
told me to tell my nephew to drain the pool 3 feet, and then he'll
Right.
come back today. And I'm like, Jesus Christ! I drained the pool the 3 feet, and now I'm waiting on them to come back, but it's still green. Whatever. Good morning,
It's
everyone.
great. What is that? Algae? Good
Yes, it's
morning,
out.
peoples. It's okay.
So,
Well, you know that's
yeah. So I don't know if you've seen anything, Jill, but I put up I got a bunch of folks talking about this Jada and this August Alsina,
August Alsina.
and I want to start out with saying the following, right? Uh, I I don't care about their relationship. I don't care about her fucking him. I don't care about him having a big dick. I don't care about any of that. And so
Oh, good morning.
they put this stuff up. No, seriously, they put it up, and I got furious because the same fucking people, including one of our guests who told me I needed to mind my business when it comes to social issues, right? It's all over this. It's all over this
Uh,
whole thing, right? And so I'm asking everyone
uh,
out there that told me to mind my business. I want to tell you that you're a hypocrite, that you can't mind your own business, and you tuned in possibly because you think we're going to talk about that, and we don't want to talk about it. It's stupid. It's stupid, and it's pointless. And I think that Jada is gross. I think she is someone who took advantage of that young man. He was sick. He has a very serious disease of his liver, and I don't think that that was appropriate. And if it happened, let me rephrase it. She said it didn't happen, but I don't see why he would just go on national
if it
TV.
happened
I don't see if he just
and
why would he
everything else, yeah, I
why
don't
would
see
he
that.
why would he do that?
Yeah,
And the fact is that
I don't.
I mean, I think their relationship is something that they do very
Oh
public,
yeah,
and I don't know. I want that's your area when it comes to these celebrities.
yeah. Well, that's been out there for a long time. It's been out there about Jada for a long time. And my whole thing is, I just don't. I mean, you haven't trafficked in that for a long time, right? It's a lot of fodder for a couple of days, but at the end of the day, you could really have ruined the reputation of two of our most, admired celebrities. With something that has nothing to do with anything. It doesn't change anything about who they are as people, the great work that they've done in the world. I just don't. He's a young man scoring. Now that's the problem.
Mm.
When an older woman turns out a young man, that they get stuck and they think they're in a real relationship, and it's more about the member that you mentioned that he has, than anything else. And they get in their feelings, and
That's that's
he just like
wrong. That's
what?
wrong. That she literally took advantage of him because if he has a big because if whatever he's
Right.
using on there, and he took a picture and it's going all over the internet, and so I have a lot of women followers, and of course they're posting this picture, and it's unfortunate that this kid, go. I'm sorry.
No, but it goes back to what we were saying. Remember when we were talking a couple of days ago about how that's how hood niggas get on, that
Yeah,
are standing outside the liquor store and got no money, but they got them, they got that thing.
yeah.
That's it. That's it right there. They just happen to be celebrities now, but that's that same exact thing.
So,
That's the only
so
way he can get in the room. You know what I'm saying?
got you.
Yeah.
That's so unfortunate, and I think that Someone said, Anessa said, very annoyed how 2 days before it went viral, the Smith family was calling out Shane Dawson, a predatory YouTuber, for a clip in which he sexualized 11-year-old Willow.
Well, that's a problem. I mean, this man was. I mean, August Alsina wasn't 12. I mean, Jesus.
The interview was so much more, and they ran with the one part, doing a big disservice to August Alsina. It also overshadowed the Smiths dealing with Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson is a racist pedophile, and the Smith family calling him out was finally exposing how disgusting he is.
Okay, you can't. Who is that? You are comparing apples and barbecue ribs. I mean, I can't make a more, off the wall analogy.
Why would they have their child with someone like that? Why would they allow Willow Smith to be around someone like that? Well, you know what? I'm not gonna get into their parenting, but I just think that the Smith family, my question to you is that if you have a
Called the
specific,
444-4404, and the security guard opened the gate. Sorry,
yeah, you're good.
4404. Yep. But just go back to that gate. Yeah. You're welcome.
If
Sorry,
you
Winter.
if you have a dynamic in your personal relationship, why is it public? That's my question.
That's my point.
Because that means that Jada and Will are media whores and they want to be talked about.
No. I don't believe under any circumstances Jada and Will wanted that shit out in the street. What would make you think they would set that up? That's
Not that in particular. I'm talking about their weird love life and their all this just strangeness. But I think that they just like to be in the media with that shit. Someone Aisha said it does. Oh man, my alarm. I hate this fucking alarm. All right. Aisha said it does seem predatory of Jada because August is a little older than her son. I listened to the whole interview and August is in a lot of hurt. Let me mute Joe real quick. Okay, sorry guys.
You because of the text, but I'm here.
Oh, okay. No, because you got a lot of jangling and rattling going on, like a
sorry,
clown with
mute
bells.
me. That was my keys in my hand.
All right. It does seem predatory of Jada because August is a little older than her son. I listened to the whole interview and August is in a lot of hurt from being molested as a child. Oh my God. Not knowing his dad, losing his brother to gun violence, getting addicted to prescription drugs, and having the autoimmune disease of his liver. Now he has custody of his nieces and his sister died of an illness. Mental health is wealth. August claims he was blackballed by the industry. Oh my God. Hold on, guys. This alarm is just. I'm sorry, guys. I did not know all of that happened to him. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Jeez. The Shane dude is disgusting. In an audio, I heard he sexualized a 5-year-old. Oh, God.
Yeah, he's the guy with the Willow thing.
And Willow wasn't physically there. It's Shane Dawson at Radio Disney jacking off to a poster of Willow Smith's "Whip My Hair" cover. I respect the family, and I feel like this whole situation takes away from what they're doing, like holding actual predators accountable. Jada is nothing like Shane, but on Twitter, they've been trying to call her a hypocrite and invalidate her calling out Shane. Yeah, good morning, Sandra.
That's what I'm saying. It's two entirely different.
Yeah, I just
That's
think
two entirely different things. Like hockey.
I mean, but what Aisha shared was really crazy. I didn't know that he had all those issues. Yeah, a woman like Jada. See, this is my issue, right? If
Right.
if this is true, it does make Jada a bad person. It makes her a bad person. If you knew that this young man who looked at you almost as this mother-like figure and you're
Does that make
fucking,
a bad person for
huh?
accepting?
You're breaking up.
You know what I'm saying?
You broke up. You broke up,
Oh,
Joe.
I said, does that make it? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
I
I
said,
can hear
does
you.
that make him a bad person? Does that make him a bad person for having sex with her?
No, I don't think so.
But you
Because he
think
was,
it's predatory that she was having sex with him?
yeah, he was vulnerable. Like, like that's really vulnerable, right? Like you're a 22-year-old kid. This woman is in her 40s,
21
almost
is
50.
technically an adult.
No. It is an adult. I'm talking about, we're not talking about the legalities, right? It's that thing where it's like just because you can do it doesn't make it right.
Doesn't mean you should. Okay, I will give
And
you that.
so and so that's something that is really bizarre. I mean, at the end of the day, if the shoe was on the other foot, look at this guy. Who was that? Omarion, or one of those guys is marrying a 19-year-old and everyone's going bananas because he's 38.
Okay.
But they're slamming the guy. They are slamming that guy, and it's
Yeah.
like, what's the difference? Actually, it's a bigger problem with what she did, because at least this guy's marrying the girl, and not just having sex with her and ruining her life, because that can ruin someone's life.
No, it can't.
Yeah, it
I'm just
can.
saying having sex with Jada Pinkett and it being,
It's not. That's the
national
thing.
fodder, that's not going to ruin his
It's
life.
no. Like when you listen, like it's not about just the sex. The sex, again, like I shared before, is an emotional response to things that you experience, and maybe he felt so
But if he went
comforting.
to Will and they had that grown man conversation, if all this is true, and he sat down with Will and Will said, listen, this is what an open marriage is. And, I don't really have a problem with you having sex with Jada. It's not something that I would do, but understand
Oh,
if that
Marquise Houston. Sorry, guys, not Omarion. Please forgive me that era. I'm sorry.
do you know what I'm saying? And he said, I give you my blessing. And, they had a conversation. Then how is, like, everybody is in the relationship is on the same page. It's not like she was cheating and Will didn't know and this, that, and the other. No, him and August sat down. Apparently, we don't know if none of that shit is true, to be
Right.
honest. But if that's true, then, you know,
I
Will
think
gave him his blessing to have sex with his wife.
I think this person said it best. He said he felt solace with both of them. They are very, very different people, and whatever their little lives are, that's their lives. However,
Right.
it goes back to this question that someone just asked: what is the importance of sex in a relationship? And I think when people are perverse and people have these perversions in their minds, and that's going to lead us into the next conversation with Farrakhan. You need to listen to people like Farrakhan when he talks about sex lives and loving a woman, and being honest and true and loyal and committed, and not having some sort of hedonistic love fest that has no bearing besides pleasure. And that was Jada's goal, if she did that, right? And that her goal was pleasure. Her goal was,
Right.
it wasn't, and that wasn't his goal. His goal was to connect
Well,
with her on a level where he felt that she's providing some level of comfort. She's providing some level of solace, just like the brother said. That's
I don't
it's
believe that.
different.
If he had if all this is true, he had the conversation with Will. There's no way that he went into that. Will said, well, I want you to fall in love with my wife and this and another. No, if they had if him and Will had a conversation, it was, you realize this is just sex, because otherwise we would get divorced. There's no way in hell Will's like, oh well, whatever happened. If it went that far, hell, he told him, this is sexual. My wife and I are staying together because we have a higher commitment. And if, she wants to freak around whatever. Maybe it's even I love her that much, and I'm gonna let her have a little boy toy. I got a little girl toy in Britain, so
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But no, I no, I don't.
But
I don't.
even if that were said, having that type of conversation with a 22-year-old, if you think that that's somehow going to
And if you
register,
think that didn't happen to Will in his 20s, thank you.
yeah, it's just a cycle.
Exactly. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying it. This is
It's
what
normal for
happens,
them. That's normal for them.
right?
And so that's that goes into that conversation. And someone put that, what is the importance of sex in a relationship? Like how, and I
Right.
think that's someone that's an expert on that needs to talk on that, because I don't know
Sex
enough.
therapist Jen. Oh my goodness, we should get sex therapist Jen in here.
I don't even know who that is.
She used to be a sex therapist on Hot Talk, but she moved back to DC.
No, next week.
No,
Unless
I'm
she's on.
not saying right this minute, but we don't have
Oh,
time.
okay.
But yeah, I'll call. I'm saying I'll call her and we'll revisit that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So this Aisha said August Alsina talked about battling illness, becoming a father to his nieces after his sister's death, and finding new meaning in life after trauma. The Shade Room and all these outlets who ran with the affair story didn't mention what the whole interview was
Right.
about. They did August Alsina so bad, and he was just speaking his truth.
And that is what happens when you like and honestly, really, who was that? Oh, I didn't see her name, but anyway, there's no way in the
Aisha.
world. There's no way in the world that he didn't know that was going to happen. August Alsina is not new to celebrity or dumb and being around the business. He knew when he went to Angela Yee, of all damn people, that that was going to be the lead story. Was he real? Was she really going to? And now possibly, if that had been me, yeah, I probably would have led with the fact that I probably would have, what is it like to be a man boy conversation? You know what I'm saying? It would have led with the fact that he became a man when he had to take care of his sister and his kids and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. But part of him mentally at 21, 22 years old is still very immature when it comes to love and relationships and stuff like that,
And
which is
everything else.
probably how you got involved with Jada Pinkett. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's tone and what you're looking for. And Angela Yee was not trying to be compassionate or really get to the heart of
No.
his story. She wanted exactly what she's getting right now.
Yeah.
Everybody in the country talking about this story.
Someone said, didn't they roast Monique for having an open relationship? Who is they, Claudia? Who is they? Like the public?
Yeah, because her husband supposedly was having other yeah, but both of them were grown ass people. That's the only difference.
Oh God.
That is a totally different story.
So yeah, we're gonna Anessa said we also have to have the discussion about open relationships. Even though monogamy is the default of our society, people need to educate themselves on the dynamics of those relationships before choosing to participate in it. If August truly understood the open relationship, he would have known not to catch feelings because Will and Jada weren't going to leave each other.
Thank you. We just said that. Yeah, thank you, darling.
Yeah. I just don't. I mean, I will wait for that. We'll have a more robust conversation on the relationships and all that good stuff. It was really just clickbait to get people mad today because I was very upset, especially when I was expressing my disdain with how the Shy has turned into this just perverted, nasty, just disgusting show. It is so fucking disgusting. And so when I said that, I got a bunch of inboxes. I got about 5, which is a lot. Of people saying, there you go again, with all, just being you. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, the show's terrible now. I mean, I don't think that all of that sex and all of that stuff, it is so terrible, Jill. It is the worst. It is the worst. And I think that it's promoting a certain agenda, promoting a certain agenda that is a big problem for me, because instead of them allowing for folks to matriculate and understand and move in a very in a pace that makes sense for digesting something that is very different. They
Mm.
are forcing it, and you can't force things on people, and I hate that. And so the thing is that when you start doing it, and then you add the perversion to it, that's my problem. It's a big problem for me. And
Well,
I was watching it. I had my goddaughter, because she loves the show.
hmm
She talks about the show, and she's 9. And so now the show's just changed into this. Like, what is this? She can't watch this shit.
well, you know that the backstory in the Hollywood Reporter, and on date, what's right? Anyway, trade publications, is that they were in after The Shy was a hit the first 3 seasons or first 2 seasons, and it was doing really well. And then it started to fall off, and then she did Queen and Slim, and then that wasn't what the studios were looking for, and they were like, okay, you have got to do something to save The Shy, and this was the something to save The Shy.
Oh, well, she's
Apparently
done. She's done. If
she is
this,
very close to done, sadly.
yeah, because if
She's gonna
that's
have
what
to
she's
really
doing.
come back with something epic and turn herself back. And because what she did, I mean, this is it's the Hollywood pressure point. Once you're successful, it's like, okay, now they want 10 shows from you. We want 10 variations of what you did with The Shy. And we'll throw a movie deal in there. We'll give you some distribution rights, this, that, and the other, and all of that money and all of now this stress that at first was just your creativity. Because remember, she had 2 other shows. One of them is doing really well. 20s. That one I think is on the OWN network. I'm not sure. Somebody tell us
I
where.
don't get on.
20s is another one of her shows. That one's doing really well. But I mean, long story short, Lena Waithe is throwing shit up against the wall right now and running with what works. That's just the moment she's in her career. That's it.
See, Aisha gets it. Starks, you are entitled to your opinion. Many of these black shows want to always push an LGBT agenda and a very sexualized agenda also,
Right.
and it's not always necessary. There are shows I can't let my son watch because they're too sexualized. And that's my thing. Like, it was just so upsetting to me. It was very upsetting to me. And I'm just tired. It's exhausting. Like, I
Well, see,
want.
here's the thing, and this is why I'm trying to. I would like to share the backstory of that and why that happens is because once both of them, Lena was just this, she had been well known in Hollywood, but this was like The Shy was like, okay, this is your first shot. Let us see what you got. And she came hard with it. So then everybody showed up and wanted a piece of her. And the pressure, I mean, look, the whole thing was her marriage. She got married and was divorced in a week because her wife
What?
was, doing one of the cast members on, was it The Shy or was it one of them? It's a it's listen, very
So now
long. It's a very backstory behind all of that. But that's what happens. It's like you are the hot shit right now. So we got deals on the table for you. We got a movie. We got a 3-part. We got another series. We got this, that, and the other. And it's too much at one time. All you had was one really good idea. Now you have to make that. And then sex is the thing that everybody. If you think about every show that you loved, and then they started to fall off, it's because they started throwing all kind of crazy sex relationships and shit in it. To sensationalize it, just like Angela Yee did, and then they fall off and then they're gone. But then that again, that goes back to us not being in those spaces or having the power to green light TV, because a lot of the people that are doing this, when they get a good black show, it's because all of their good black friends are saying, oh my God, this is the next person. So, Studio A wants to grab them before anybody else gets them. They don't vet them. They don't do any in-depth. They don't, then bring them in the system and say, okay, this is X, Y, and Z. And then the people that put them on know that they've been in the business. Lena started off as a grip like 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So she knew everybody. She had worked on all these sets. And unfortunately, this is what happened. Nobody told her once that big Klieg light hits you, you better be ready. And she didn't have enough ready. And now August Alsina, this is what you get. And this is a cycle. It's. And that's one of the one, just one of the reasons why, I really kind of moved out of gossip. A, it's hurtful. B, you throw shit, you get some on yourself too. And C, a lot of it is just this. It's the pressure of having had one success and feeling that you got to repeat it or they're going to kick you to the side. You know what I'm saying? Your career is over. So you just start coming up with crazy shit and you end up on the side any damn way. I'm trying to
Mm.
think of, I'll think of some one person that I can think of that really stuck to their guns and still has a career. When I can think of who that person is, I will, right, we'll discuss that. But
I
you think
think
about all of the great shows that you've loved previously, and they are now subjects of where are they now? Very few people have longevity.
Anthony said, "This is why I always address the agenda and not
Right,
the acronym community.
right.
Be very careful of these shows with black faces and white writers."
Well, she's got black writers. She is the writer. Be very careful of these shows with black faces and white supervising producers. That's it.
I believe that the idea of being in a relationship with her was more of a mindset. Every relationship does not include sex. I can understand that Jada just needed him for emotional healing, not feeling wanted by her husband, but their marriage has always been open. He should have kept her honest loyalty for what she demanded from him and moved on. What? Again, I say slave mentality has impacted how we love. We have a whole lot of healing in even in the bedroom.
I agree.
Agreed. I'm 17 and growing up. All this shows our shows too mature for you. Uh, all the shows that I wanted to watch, majority due to representation, had a lot of
That,
sex scenes that weren't needed. Sexuality is normal, but it would be the most inconvenient time and between two people who had no business being intimate. That content can distort children's perspective of healthy. It can healthy relationships early on, especially as a black teen desiring black entertainment and only seeing that sometimes.
mm,
Break it down. Debbie Allen has had a great run. I watch her on Grey's Anatomy, and I'm very proud seeing her still
that's
working.
a good one. Whoever said that, yes, Debbie
The,
Allen,
the
a great,
17-year-old.
and Felicia Rashad, because they never compromised their principles for shit. They would go sit home. They're like, fuck it, I'll go home. I will always have a career. Yes, thank you, whoever that was.
The 17-year-old, same young lady.
All right, 17-year-old, you can stay.
So we switching gears, guys. Farrakhan, I'm scared to play the ad because I know that like I think Facebook has a ban on Farrakhan. So I don't know if I'll be like
It will
stop.
just blow up. I will just, but it will just explode. All of a sudden, you all see just flames on the screen.
I don't, but I want to play it. Let's see how far we can push it. I mean, he's not saying anything hateful, so let's
Right. And
play the let's
hate,
play the clip. If they take it down, they take it down. See, I'm scared because it's his website.
it's tomorrow at 11 a.m. I have saged my house and everything already. I'm
All
ready.
right. Okay, guys, here you go. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Yeah, let me put this on here for you guys. Yeah, I'm someone said don't do it. Algorithms are serious nowadays. All right, let's see if we can do this. Um okay, I think this might work. Okay, guys. This is the ad for the speech that's happening on this tomorrow.
America was not built on a firm foundation. The nation called America was doomed from its inception. How do you build a nation? Killing the native people. How do you build a nation? Bringing the whole people out of Africa to America to be made slaves. This is your foundation. The world is looking at a country going to hell. You are opting to be a part of that is unraveling right in front of your eyes. You see the country cascading downward. Why do you want to get into something that is coming to an end? So we are living in the time of the unraveling of this great nation.
You know what's so powerful about that is that this man has prophesied all of this.
Thank you.
He has prophesied all of this. And I saw him, I saw him speak in Chicago. Excuse me. I saw him speak when he came here in Overtown.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the march when they had the march over. There's a lot of stuff that he says that I don't agree with, but there's a lot of stuff that he says that I do agree with. And it's such a weird space to be in because it's almost like you feel like the black version of like almost like the way that whites sort of secretly listen to a lot of white commentators that may be a bit conservative, but they agree with them, that they touch them in some space. They say something that they go, oh, you know what? Like I totally agree with that. And I think that the inception of our country really is an issue in the sense that, and because I played that, I'm going to go ahead and not save this live because I don't want our show to be impacted. And I know that Facebook does that.
Save it. Just don't put it on Facebook. Just save it to your own file. Put it on the drive. Facebook can't get in your personal drive.
No. What I'm saying is that so when I end it, I'm not going to post this on Facebook.
Right. Okay. Because you can even StreamYard. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube. But not it'll be on your YouTube and my YouTube. I mean, I'll take it. Yeah. So
I'm good with that.
But yeah, but as far as the message goes, I mean, you just can't escape his words. You can't. I'm sorry. It's like how you start is how you're gonna finish.
Here's my thing, because you have you have the hiccups. Here's my thing, right? Nothing, 9 out of 10, nothing that you hear from anybody do you agree 1,000% with, nor should you, right? One of the great things about us and our conversations is that we don't agree on everything, and so we offer our viewers, listeners, whatever, a range of thought. And then they decide, I'll take a little of this. It's like eating Thanksgiving dinner. I want a little of that, little of that, little of that. If you just ate turkey, it'd be a little boring. If you just ate sweet potatoes, you probably get diabetes. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Everybody has something to contribute to what is America and what is conscious thought. So I don't expect, just like, I wish I could think of something right now that that Trump has said that I agreed with. I just can't right now. But I
Chinese
don't,
plague.
huh?
The Chinese plague, calling coronavirus the Chinese virus. I agree with that.
Huh? I
I
agree
agree.
that it came from
I agree.
China, but I don't think that that's the reason why he's saying it. Is saying it to demonize and otherize
Of course.
China. So that's what I'm saying. I believe it came from China. Yes. Okay. We'll just stop there. But my point is, in order to really develop your own consciousness platform, thoughts, you have to hear lots of different thoughts. Do you know what I'm saying? Because nobody is always right all the time. But we do have to agree that and really analyze why we have allowed so many people to demonize Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. When we all know we go to the mosque for fried whiting and bean pies, regardless, right? It's always been a safe space. You always smile when you see them brothers on the corner in their suits in 90-degree weather selling the final call. You can't get, it's probably the only black newspaper you can really get a hold of right now. It's telling you anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So and they have always been Iraq and always been respectful and do not carry guns. You have never heard of the Nation of Islam slapping a woman or shooting somebody in the head. I'll never forget the first year of the Overtown Music Festival. When it was just hundreds of thousands of people out there. It must have been 20, 30,000 people out there. And the fruit was all lined in the front. And they're always gracious and solemn. And good morning, good afternoon, my sister, my brother. I mean, never once has there been a problem at the Overtown Music Festival. Ask yourself, why is that? Never once. That's because there is an air of love and respect in that space. And the nation brings that. So you can't deny that. And Black people who do have an issue with their own ownership, that we can be protective of each other and we don't need anybody else's involvement in order to be that. I will never feel guilty for respecting, understanding, and going to NOI or Brother Patrick, Muhammad, all of Lyle, you know what I'm saying? When I need another perspective on something. And I think that everybody should do that. You cannot just watch what somebody else, we're talking about a system that was not designed for us to be inclusive and equal in the society. That's not what the good. So they're going to fight against that until the day they die. So you have to get your sustenance from someplace, or else, like James Baldwin said, for what am I here then? If I don't become who God meant me to be, that ain't got nothing to do with what they're talking about at all.
And I think that the nation, one of the things that I appreciate about the nation is how it's done such an incredible job with doing what so many programs and best practices couldn't do in reforming ex-felons. And so the nation, I just have a lot of respect for them. I think that if we want to get rid of the police, and you want to say, if a city right now said, I am going to give this contract to the nation and let them police our communities.
Right there.
I think that you'll see a big difference in the way that our people respond. You'll see and that's the bigger difference. And these young men need the brothers of the nation, and most of the nation members can fight. They're not
right.
They know hand-to-hand combat, and I've seen them. I'll never forget. I went to the headquarters over in Chicago, and it's beautiful. So we went to go take pictures, and so we were at the right across the street. There's a space that sells the whiting, and so we were getting the whiting, and we went across the street to take pictures. Jill, within, I want to say 3 minutes, a van came speeding up to us. They got out a bit not aggressive, just assertive. They got out very assertive and was like, "What's going on, brothers? How y'all doing, man?" Like, not what the fuck are you like? The police, right? They came over and they were like, "Hey, brothers, what y'all doing? This is." And so we were like, "Yeah, we're from Miami. We were just taking." Oh, okay, yeah, It was funny. It was right around Charlottesville, and they were kind of hypersensitive, and they were like, "Yeah, you know what's going on, man? You can't be too careful, whatnot." And so we were like, yeah. And so then it literally start helping us like get the pictures. And it was just, and they were like, we got a school, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, you feel like you belong. And you know what's so crazy? I know it's Islamic in the sense, and I don't, and the founder, I think Farrakhan has done so much more. And I know I'm going to get people upset, but I know there's a crazy history behind Farrakhan with Malcolm X and the other ministers and Elijah Muhammad. I don't have a lot of respect for the founder of this organization at all. I don't have a lot of respect for Elijah Muhammad at all. But I have so much respect for Farrakhan and what he's been able to do, because really the nation had fell apart, and he was the one to really bring it back together. And that's my biggest fear, because he's absolutely right. The future of the nation is in peril, because I don't know who he's going to get to fill his space. And I know that Farrakhan is blessed. I think that he truly is a man of God. And I think that he is I hope that there is some divine providence in selecting the next leader. And maybe that next leader, because of what's happening, maybe that's what Farrakhan is doing, is really going to take that organization to start doing the work that it needs to do and on a larger level. It's just that, and people say that he's hateful, and he's not hateful at all. And that's the thing. I was in a discussion with a white friend of mine, and he was like, "Starks, you sound the way that people sound about Trump." And I was like, that's impossible, because Farrakhan is a man of God. Trump is wicked as fuck. And so it's hard to make that comparison. You've never heard about Farrakhan stepping out on his wife, having no type of fucking affair. You never heard about Farrakhan doing anything that is wicked, that is immoral. You've never, and the man is almost 90 years old. So no, it's not the same as Trump, who is a fucking derelict.
Yeah, under no circumstances. And, and that's what it is. And I think that to his point, and for those who, are hesitant and say that they don't want to watch this and the other, blah, blah, blah. What I offer you is that America has killed all of our great Black leaders, except for Farrakhan.
They can't get to him.
Just let that sit there after all that we have just shared, and your personal experience with the Nation of Islam and the NOI and the fruit of Islam. Let that sit there for a minute, right? And there has never been as much ire for anybody as there has been for Farrakhan. And I attest that is because his words, and again, just like everybody else, you don't take everything. You can take everything your mama said and adapt it to your life. You take what nourishes your soul, and the rest of it, you just let it sit there. You don't have to do anything with it, but you take what you need and you keep it moving.
Yes.
Right. And I offer you, has anyone over there or over there or over there done that for Black people?
And the other thing, Jill, is that, it's so many Christians that I get in arguments with as well about this. And I said, it's really sad that a lot of members of the nation, they don't have to tell you that they're members of the nation. Their actions, their actions, like they don't have to wear the bow tie. They don't have to do anything. There's a certain peace that they have. There's a certain amount of just compassion that they show. And you're like, and you literally go, are you Christian? Like you start thinking like, and they're like, this has happened to me. That's how my friend Tavernier, who you spoke to, Tavernier is like that. And I always thought Tavernier was just really Christian, And he started talking to me. He was like, the minister Elijah Muhammad, blah blah blah, and he was telling me something. I was like, yeah. I was like, the nation, their interest. He's like, I'm a member of the nation. I was like, wait, what? And it's so funny when you find these Christians, they got to tell you that they're Christian, but your life and your walk should show that you're a Christian. And so when you have to constantly say it, and you got to wear a cross or a crucifix, or that, come on, man, your light should shine, and your ways should show people through your compassion and your love for your people. Because at the end of the day, that's what Christ was. Christ was like he was kind of like a Farrakhan. I mean, he literally said, I came for the children of Israel. He did not say he came for anybody else. And he said that. And then he even doubled down when they tried to, go out and let the Sumerians and the Abyssinians, all that good stuff. He was like, you don't give the fruit of the children to the dogs.
And what
he meant that. I'm sorry?
I said, and what did they do to him? They nailed him to a cross. Literally.
Because they didn't want those people. They didn't want those people to come together. And in his own Christ has so many similarities to what our people go through today, right? It's so funny, right? Because here he is trying to save his own people, and his own people killed him. his own people killed him.
Tell that story. Your own people could be the one that throw your ass under the bus, drive it, back it up,
literally, and conspired with the enemy. They conspired with the enemy and had him killed. And so my thing is, that's a Candace Owens. You got those people, Candace Owens and Terrence Williams and all these extreme Black conservatives. That's exactly
with Mark Lamont. Did you see Candace Owens with Mark Lamont Hill?
No, what happened with that?
Oh no, I'll send it to you. I saw it. I listened to 5 minutes of it. I was like, me and Stars have to talk about that when we both seen it. I just can't even.
Because this is so long.
Mark Lamont Hill is a little, he's 6% of one, 92, 94% of something else half the time. So I don't know. I
would love to go on her fucking show.
Oh yeah, I would.
Yeah, I'm gonna get because she's a media whore, so I'll get big enough one day and I'll go on there and fucking slaughter her. She is just, and he's on this goddamn show wearing a shirt that says Harriet Tubman. What type of brother was he? I don't know.
I told you. I mean, I don't. My thing with Candace, like I'm really curious as to what is her life experience that got her there to this thought. The way those are commercials. It's 57. Okay, yeah, that would be my conversation with her. With what happened in your life to get to this point, and the fact that she went to all-white Catholic schools, I think, and lived in an all-white neighborhood. I think is the beginning of the seed of that. Anyway,
Clarence Thomas also went to all-white Catholic school. It's something about that indoctrination that does it to him.
Yeah, we don't have it. We don't have it. Go down that train of thought. But thank you all, as always, for having us. It is 10 o'clock, so I'm about to rock and guest star for James T on Hot 105. So I invite you to join me if you're in Miami on the radio, or if not, hot105fm.com. You can join me online. And as always, StarX, a blessing. I will talk to you either tonight or certainly after Farrakhan tomorrow.
Perfect.
And guys on Monday. Love you, man.
You guys take care. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.